Happy Saturday, Evensong. It's so great to get to be here with all of you. I am just overjoyed that we get to be chatting together, and so I hope that you'll head over to the chat and let us know that you're here and catch up with all of us. Tell us what's going on in your life. If this is your first time here, we are thrilled that you are a part of this with us. We would love to get to know you better, so you can chat with us in the chat, or you can shoot me an email, jkloeppel@gosaintandrew.com, and we would love to get you connected. You can connect through our website or by going to Facebook and finding us at St. Andrew Evensong. We have a couple really great things happening here at St. Andrew this week. The first one is that Thursday we are chatting House Divided, Rev Mark's book, and the topic is immigration, and I am so excited to tackle this topic with you. If you haven't had a chance to join us yet, it's never too late. You can just let me know and I'll get you the Zoom link and we will chat together. It's going to be a really great opportunity for us to kind of dive deeper into this conversation. The next thing is we are in need of food donations, so you can drop off food Tuesdays or Wednesdays from 9 to 1. We are totally good on peanut butter and jelly, but if there are other prepackaged meals or cereals or dry milk or things like that, we would love to take those off your hand. We are launching our family food boxes in the next couple weeks, and what that means is that we are providing boxes of food for the week for families in need, and so we can't do this without you, and we would love for you to help us be a part of it. If you aren't sure that donating is your jam, then we would love for you to come volunteer with us, and that looks like packing food boxes or taking donations downtown and lots of other things. So let me know if you would like to be a part of that. Lastly, we are moving homeless veterans into their homes, into transitional housing through Colorado Coalition for the Homeless in November. And so we have a list on our website, gosaintandrew.com, of all of the things that we need to make their homes warm and comfortable and stocked up so they're ready to go when they move in. If you want to learn more, you can go to our website as well, but I would love for you to help us move people into housing in the next couple weeks. So the question today is forgiveness hard or easy for you? And I think that that's a really tricky one, because sometimes I find it easy, and then other times I can get there, but it's going to take me a little while. And so I want to hear what your answer is. This week I had sent in the email a story about my time on the farm this week, and we are I don't know if I shared with you all, but because of Corona, there's no extracurriculars really right now. And so we have created one, my friend Emily and I, for our kids so they can explore food and farming, answering the big question, like, how do we care for our community? How do farms care for our community? And so we spent lots of time on farms over the past couple weeks. And this week we got to spend time on this really beautiful farm, digging up potatoes and like harvesting the last of a lot of their summer vegetables. And we were digging and digging with the dirt, and the beauty of this is that the farmer John and his family just kind of set us free. They said, here's where you can pick and put them in these baskets and separate them by what they are. And so the kids did, and they had this sweet little girl, Delilah, and she just covered in dirt. And what I loved so much, because this is my dream, is that she was in this like beautiful little sundress twirling around the farm barefoot, and just dirt everywhere. Her sun hat was just flopping behind her, and it was just so beautiful. And this was her place. Like, this is sacred place for her. This is home for her. This has been her whole life. Like, she was born and raised on this farm. And so she sees people all the time, like volunteers and people visiting the farm, and she just runs free, right? And we were digging and digging, and I shared in the email that she had said, she looked at me when the sun was setting, and she said, "What's your name?" And I said, "It's Jen." And she said, "Look at this. How can we have animals and bugs and plants and people all working together, and then the sun setting over the farm? And how can people just not believe in God? How can people miss this?" And I love that the sweet 5-year-old can name that, right? Like, how do we miss things, right? Because we're so busy, or we're not paying attention, or we're not really looking at what's going on around us, that sometimes we just miss it. We miss that God is right in front of us. And one of the little girls that was with us, Emily, my friend Emily's daughter, she said, where's God's face? And the little girl was like, look, it's right here over the mountain. She was talking about the sun setting. And I think in that moment, it was this really beautiful moment for all of us, right? And especially the kids, to realize that the way sometimes that we picture God is so literal that we miss the ways that we represent God, and the ways that the planet represents God, and the way that we can see God in anything if we just start looking and we pay attention. And the other beautiful thing that she said was, one of the kids stepped on a watermelon and it cracked everywhere, and there was a lot of devastation about this last watermelon that hadn't been harvested yet. And the little girl looked at him and said, it's okay, I forgive you. And it came out so freely and so beautifully. And this is a watermelon, right? This is nothing big and major, but the way she just said, it's okay, I forgive you. This is no big deal. This is not a crisis. And she said, we have to all practice forgiveness better. And then just skipped away. And so I've been thinking a lot about that. And I had read about, also this little child should be preaching probably all the time. But I was reading this week a story about this teenage boy who had just gotten his license, and he was driving with some friends, and they were driving home from a movie one night, and he hit a motorcyclist. And the details about how it happened or what happened are confusing and vague, and I don't need to know that, right? None of us do. It's not our story. It's not our journey. But he dropped out of school, and he started suffering major depression, and he was just, the weight of this was not something that he could forgive himself for. And then one day he got a call, and it was the motorcyclist's parents, and they asked him to come to dinner. And they sat over dinner, and he just wept and apologized over and over and over again. And the mom reached across the table and grabbed his hand, and the dad moved and came and sat next to him, and they said, it's okay, we forgive you. And they said that when they said that, when they named that they weren't angry, when they named that they understood that it was an accident, and they had come to peace with it, right? That doesn't mean that they didn't grieve, right? We can forgive people and still grieve, but that we're not carrying the weight of what we need to forgive people for. His whole body relaxed. And a light bulb went off, right? If these parents can forgive me, then I can forgive myself. And they have dinner 4 times a year now. He's back in school. He's still in counseling, which I think is great. I think counseling is wonderful. But he has come full circle and been able to forgive himself, because this was not malicious. But he needed those parents to say, it's okay. That doesn't mean we're not sad. That doesn't mean we're not hurting, but we forgive you and we love you. And this has been going on for 8 years now. And so they have this really beautiful relationship, and they've gained each other in this. And so I think that when we find it, when we can come to peace with things that we may have done, and we can forgive ourselves, or we have come to peace with things that other people have done and we can forgive them, then we can move forward in really beautiful ways. And so I think that what I hope for you is that on your hardest days, or on days when you're not sure that you can forgive yourself or you can forgive the people around you, that you can work through those things so that you can be at peace, because you deserve that peace, right? And you deserve forgiveness, and that's hard when we feel like we've messed up really big, to forgive ourselves. But to circle back to Delilah, the sweet little girl on the farm, when we can see God in other people's faces, or we can see God all around us, I think forgiveness is a little easier. And we won't always get it right. We'll get it wrong probably a lot. But when we can see where God is in each moment, and in each face, and each person, I I think it makes us more compassionate to others, and more compassionate to ourselves. So I guess my takeaway this week is that I hope that you can figure out how forgiveness is going to be better for you and better for the people that you're interacting with. And I hope that you can look around and see God in everyone's face and all the people that are around you, and know that you are deeply loved. So sweet friends, you are the highlight of my week. You are so important, and you matter, and you are loved, and I am so grateful to get to be in community with all of you. So look around this week. I hope you see God, and I hope that you can be at peace with whatever you need to be at peace with. Have a great week, friends.
For all the strides we've made, for all our blessings, we've fallen far away from truth, turning our face away from this hurting race. We turned our face away. To be your hands, your feet. Without words, we'll let our actions speak. For every broken heart, for every widow, for those without shelter from our eyes to you, looking for answers, but we have been called to ease the pain. We want to be your hands, your feet. Without words, we'll let our actions speak. Closer to your heart, bring us back to you, bring us back to you. Here we are, words can only go so closer to your heart. words can only go so far. Draw us closer to your